In today's video, I'm going to dive into British Cambridge philosopher Bertrand Russell's paper on denoting. Bertrand Russell articulated his theory of descriptions in the paper titled On Denoting. This was a famous, a groundbreaking theory of 20th century. And this article has been published in the journal Mind. As evident from the title of the paper, On Denoting, it is evident that Bertrand Russell was concerned about denoting phrases. On hearing the very nomenclature of the paper, it appears to the mind of the reader what prompted Russell to advocate such a theory. And what is this theory all about? To put it in simple words, the theory of descriptions is about logical properties and linguistic properties of descriptive phrases. To be precise, this theory is about definite descriptive phrases. Predecessors of Russell, they confused definite descriptive phrases with proper names, and this has generated a lot of philosophical problems, and that is why Russell required a new theory so as to figure out all those problems. So theory of description was an effort to clear up all the issues that has been generated in the domain of philosophy of in the domain of language, out of the confusion of mixing definite descriptive phrases with proper names. So before we begin, we need to clarify one thing. There are various types of referring expressions. Since we are talking about definite description, we need to understand the backdrop of Russell's theory of definite descriptions. So there are basically two types of referring expressions. One is singular term, another one is general term. Under singular terms comes definite descriptions, ordinary proper names, and demonstrative pronouns. Proper names like John, Sherlock, the Ganga, etc. These are ordinary proper name, and definite descriptions are the descriptive phrases that begins with the article the. For example, the present president of India, the tallest man of the country, the fastest man of the world, like that. And demonstrative pronouns are such type of referring expression which point to something. So demonstrative pronouns refer to objects or individual directly. So the object are known by acquaintance when we are talking about demonstrative pronouns. For example, eat, here, he, she, they, etc. are the demonstrative pronoun. They are the singular term. They refer to the object or individual directly. So the object is known through ostension or acquaintance. So now general terms are such referring terms that do not refer to any particular object or individual, rather they refer to a set of things that belongs to a particular class. So we discussed two types of referring expressions, singular terms and general terms. Russell's theory of descriptions is primarily focusing on definite descriptive phrases. And why he is concerned about this sort of denoting phrase or definite descriptive phrase? Because predecessors before Russell philosophers before Russell, they assimilated proper names with definite description, and this has given birth to various philosophical problems, what Russell calls puzzle. And Russell needed a theory so as to clear up all the issues. That is why Russell has advocated the theory of definite descriptions. And let's understand what agitated Russell's mind. What agitated Russell's mind? How do singular terms refer to something? This question agitated Russell's mind. Yeah, the easy answer, the simple answer is that singular terms refer to something because something, a singular term stands for something. A singular term stands for something. For example, the fastest woman of the country. Here the fastest woman, the singular term, refers to some particular woman in the country, in a given country. And fastest woman in India is tall. For example, consider the subject predicate statement, the fastest woman of India is tall. So here tallness, the attribute tallness is being predicated to the singular term, the fastest woman. Alright. But this is not as simple as that. Like the subject predicate sentence, if we consider the definite description, the fastest woman of country, if we assume it as if it is a proper name and some attribute is being predicated or attributed to the subject, then it would be a wrong assumption because it gives birth to a lot of puzzles, philosophical problems that Russell calls puzzle. So now what Russell is doing? Russell, since he was concerned about denoting phrases, how do definite descriptive phrases refer to anything without denoting anything? This question haunted Russell's mind, and this question prompted him to look for a theory that would enable him to solve the puzzles that come out from the assimilation of proper name with definite descriptions. So now actually what was the most problematic one among the singular terms? The empty definite descriptive phrases are the most problematic one, and this actually prompted Russell to provoked him to think of a new theory so as to solve the problems. And this is very much important in the field of mathematics and solving the problems that are generated out of the confusion between proper names and definite descriptions. In the field of mathematics, logic, and the philosophy of language. So this provoked Russell to figure out a theory, to formulate a theory. And this theory, actually the empty proper names are the most problematic one. What are the empty proper names? Empty proper names, empty proper name stands for the definite definite descriptive phrases. Empty definite descriptive phrases are the phrases that do not denote anything. For example, the round square does not exist. Here the phrase, the definite descriptive phrase, refers to nothing. That is why it is empty. So Russell's main concern is that how do some referring expression denote, how do some definite descriptive phrase refer to anything without denoting something. Here one crucial thing we need to understand, that later on Keith Donnellan has pointed out on criticizing Russell and Strawson. Okay, later on we shall cover it in our subsequent videos, but for now let's try to understand the question which has been pinpointed by Russell. How do definite descriptive phrases refer to anything without denoting something? So it's very easy to understand that Russell is pinpointing especially those definite descriptive phrases which are empty. For example, the round square does not exist. The flying horse is beautiful, like that. The denoting expression that refers to nothing. So how do some definite descriptive phrases refer to anything without denoting anything? Here two expressions need to be carefully examined. Referring to anything without denoting anything. They are definitely referring to something without denoting anything. Without denoting anything means the descriptive phrase, the description, the round square, it's a description of something, but this description does not fit, it does not refer to anything. Okay, it is not able to fix any reference, it does not have any corresponding reference. Alright, so it is not referring to anything, it is not denoting anything. Alright, but the form of the very sentence, the round square, does not exist. The flying horse or the golden mountain is beautiful. The golden mountain is beautiful. The very form of the subject predicate sentence containing empty definite description, okay, it seems that as if it is referring to something, and it provokes us to pick out the particular object in the world, and that is what is called the referring expression. The role of referring to something, like it is referring to something without denoting anything, and it is provoking us to pick out some individual or some object in the world, but it does not denote anything because the description does not fit to any individual object or any particular person. So this was the most problematic one for Russell. And okay, in that context, we need to understand, we must keep in mind that denoting phrases, descriptions are of two types: definite descriptions and indefinite descriptions. As we mentioned that the golden mountain is beautiful, it is an example of definite description, because definite descriptions are descriptions that begins with article the. This is the easiest way to identify definite descriptions. On the other hand, there are indefinite descriptions which begins with article a, an, etc. A woman, an X, etc. A pretty woman, like that. Indefinite because it is not uniquely referring to something. It is just indefinitely saying a woman, but who is that woman? It is not uniquely pointing to someone. It is not uniquely referring to someone. Okay, so just saying that a woman. It's like a placeholder. Who is that woman? It is not specifying the person without specification. That is why it functions like a placeholder or a function, okay, in logic. So now, having said this, for Russell, this was the most problematic area that we have already discussed, and actually we are creating the background so that we can enter his theory. First we shall discuss the puzzles that has been posed by Russell, and how Russell is solving those puzzles which has been generated out of the confusion, out of the assimilation between proper name and definite descriptions. Okay, so now another next thing that we must distinguish that proper name and definite descriptions, these two are different things. Proper names are very simple expressions, whereas definite descriptions are complex expressions. Proper names refer to something or someone. It may not also have any reference. The meaning of proper name is the object or the thing it stands for. It is the naive theory, according to the naive theory of representation. I mean, naively we can say that meaning of a proper name is the object it stands for, or the individual it stands for. And the meaning formation in the case of definite descriptions is very complex one. And in the case of proper name, the referent of the proper name may exist or may not exist. These are the two possible situations for proper names. But in the case of definite descriptions, if there is corresponding object or individual that fits to the description, then the meaning formation, the meaningfulness of the definite descriptive phrases becomes truthful. It becomes truthful. The whole sentence containing definite description becomes truth. But this is through a very complex process that we shall disclose after some time, maybe in our subsequent video. And if sentence containing definite descriptive phrase if the definite descriptive phrase refers to nothing, or sentence containing empty definite description does not become meaningless. It does not become meaningless. Although it is containing a definite description that refers to nothing, actually it becomes false. It becomes meaningful, but it is false. So the cryptic thing about empty definite descriptive statement is that on the one hand it is meaningful, it is not meaningless, it is meaningful, and on the other hand it is false. But how is this falsity has been arrived at, that we can discover in the due process, and it is in the process of logic, quantification logic, that we will arrive at the falsity of statement containing empty definite descriptive phrase. So in our next video we shall discuss some pertinent issues that are revolving around the discussion of theory of definite descriptions.